to the Living Room Music by N8K99. I am N8K99. I've created this music we're listening to. It's experimental electronic music. And I say experimental because I have no idea what genre any of this ever fits into. I'm not big on labeling. So, I've decided to depart from my previous format, where I just kind of threw the music at you. I'm now going to talk over the music. See, I even went so far as to try to write a script. Well, I tried to get AI to write a script for me. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It definitely wasn't me. And since music represents so much expression to me, I mean, to me, it's a language. And the natural object of the language of music is to express those things which our verbal languages are incapable of expressing. You know, for instance, this track is titled Into the Future. And yeah, there's a bit of like, hopes and dreams and inspiration and how we can like carry forward into the future. That, you know, I mean, even a robot can copy paste some words that mean something about in the future. It can redefine that phrase for us. We can redefine that phrase for us, but it's not going to say exactly what I want it to say, while the music version of it is much more precise. So, as I stare into the future, you know, from this moment here, now, I see the things that are developing, and many of them give me great encouragement. We can harness our technology and tools that we've created to build a future precisely the way we want. And I believe we are. The difficulty comes in that there are so many of us with ideas which don't exactly fit together. And so there's going to be a chaotic jumble as these conflicts have arisen. There's going to be a lot of repetition of the past in new formulas. You know, the car replacing the horse-drawn carriage, the Gutenberg press replacing rooms of monks writing out books by hand, the internet replacing printed books, replacing television broadcasts and radio broadcasts. We can repeat ideas, we can re-explore ideas from new perspectives. And that brings us to my next track. This one's called Holiday Plans. And I wrote this as a tribute to one of my favorite bands from the 80s, the Dead Kennedys. And I wrote this when I was planning a trip to Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. So I was using the internet. I even was using AI tools, like, hey, help me plan an itinerary to go rock climbing in North Carolina. I used community resources. Someone who I respect in the climbing community recommended Pilot Mountain. I looked up Pilot Mountain on the internet. I read about it on Wikipedia. I went to their website for the Pilot Mountain State Park, and I found out all the information I needed or thought I needed to know about getting there, securing a campsite, staying overnight, the routes for climbing, and it was, it was a wonderful thing to look forward to. We were looking forward intensely to our holiday, where we got to escape the ins and outs of the daily mundanity, ignoring bills and responsibilities of the home for just a short period of time, where we got to go out and expand our personal horizons. It was also an area for intense personal growth. We learned a lot of things about ourselves just from the plans. Just from having the plans, it motivated us to move forward in our daily lives. And then when the plans were in execution phase, that's when things began to unfold or expand. Yes, expand. And our present view from the top of that mountain across the east, west, southern, northern faces of the whole of the North Carolina area was awe-striking. We descended down a cliff using our ropes. We came back up the cliff. We went and enjoyed a meal over the campfire. We slept in, and then it rained on us in the morning. And rain on top of the mountain with the fog is a beautiful thing. From the summit of the mountain, you couldn't see past 30 feet, where the previous day we had been able to see hundreds of miles. It was just a wonderful experience, being able to escape our little habit trail. And holiday plans, whether they're backpacking or going to another city or going on a cruise, any of this stuff expands who we are, and it allows for us to grow. One of the things that we had to be careful about on this trip was that we didn't leave any trace behind, because we want future generations to go to this park, to this beautiful natural resource, and experience it the same way we did, where it was pristine, it was beautiful, and it wasn't full of trash, and it wasn't full of pollution. We want to leave our world a better place. So this is something that we need to put into how we plan for our holidays. And one of the things about this track, this song, Holiday Plans, is the way it I've always considered that adventures are something we embark upon where we don't know when we're going to return, or if we're going to return. When we set out on the road ahead, we set out walking, whether it be metaphorically walking, physically walking, or just spiritually walking this road ahead. We're going into the unknown. The difference between an adventure and a holiday. One is an escape from which we know not when we're going to return, whereas the second is just a temporary reprieve. We are certain not only of when we're going to return, but where we're going to return. Both are paths for great spiritual, physical, mental development on a personal level. One is completely transformational, and that's the essence of an adventure on the road ahead. Where it's going to take us, we're not always certain. In fact, part of answering the call to adventure is releasing control over the outcome. We're surrendering to the evolutionary aspects of change itself. We're allowing the universe to manifest itself through us as a channel. And that is how we answer the call to adventure. We're all on our own hero's journey. We're all treading the road ahead. If you allow me to expand the metaphor, the moment we're born until the moment we die is our adventure. Everything else within it is multiple layers of adventures. Now, I'm supposed to, by the AI-generated script, ask for audience responses here. You know, hit me up on social media, email me, join my Patreon audience, whatever. Tell me about your own spiritual walk along the road ahead. Tell me about your holiday plans. You know, that sort of stuff. That's what the AI told me I should be doing at this point in the podcast. But I kind of tossed the script aside before I started recording this. So, I don't know how important it is to mention those things. And right now we're going to transition into the next track, which is called Lifted Flyers. podcast, I get in this little groove, kind of like the groove we're hearing now, but on a intentional level, on an actional level, where I have just finished a song and there's a new idea already waiting inside of my head, and I open up a new file and I just start making it. And when I'm making it, sometimes I'm thinking about a specific thing. Sometimes I have the idea of what I'm trying to express in the front of my brain. I say, I want it to be about this. However, there are other times where I discover what it's about as I'm making it. And titles don't always reflect everything that went on in my being as I made the song. Sometimes they're clues to help me remember. But other times, like this one, I have no idea what I was thinking when I made this. But the groove was important. It had to come out. This is one of those tracks. It was like the third or fourth effort in a day, and it just banged right out. And I came up with a couple words and said, oh, it's gonna call it Lifted Flyers. What I was thinking about, I don't know. I mean, perhaps, this is about the experience of being a flyer in acrobatics. See, we're taking this class like it's an acrobatics class, and one person is the bass, and they're laying on the floor, on the mat, and using their legs and arms, they lift their partner up, so their partner can form shapes and poses with their body, supported off of the ground. And that is possibly what I meant to talk about in this track, to express the way it feels to be that flyer, resting upon your partner's strength, using your own strength to shape your body into a form, a bird, a plank, a throne, a star. One of these forms, moving like a machine from one form to the next. Perhaps this is what I was thinking when I was creating the music. Perhaps this is what I was trying to express, the emotional context of being one or the other of partners within this experience. Partnership, communication, trust, the way you have to interact wholly. And now, all I gotta say is, damn. sure you can tell we're in a new track. And when I listened to this track, I played it back, the whole thing straight through. I only had one thought. I actually said it out loud. I said, damn. It struck me deeply. The tone, the soulful intensity. The very nature. The vibe. The vibe. That vibration, which is you. We're all just a wave. Just a wave. Because the universe is nothing more than a vast ocean of light, upon which dances waves of life and death. We are that vibe. We are that wave. We are that dancer. And ultimately, collectively, we are that universe. And the profoundness of that thought hit me. And I had only one word to say. Damn. 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 Embracing that conceptualization as fully as I can leaves me dumbfounded. This was 81, the episode. Thank you for listening. I look forward to our time together in the future.